share her reflections. She will be followed by class treasurer Rachel Hammond and class secretary Thomas Morales, who will talk about the class of 2019's gift and the awards distributed this year. Then class vice president Katie Vera will introduce our speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jensen.
Thank you for that introduction, Dean Anaya. Do you guys remember 3 years ago when we got our acceptance letters? That was like a whole lifetime ago. It certainly was for me. As many of you might know, when I came to law school, I was a military spouse. So in a very real way, that was a completely different life from what law school has been. What some of you might not know is that military spouses are strongly encouraged to invest heavily in the military spouse community. This is so you will have a support system for all the times that you are inevitably alone. What they don't tell you, though, is that there is a code of conduct for military wives. Unfortunately, some members of my community accused me of being out of regulations for wanting to be a lawyer. Because I wanted to be here with you on this day, claiming my JD, a few of the women in my military spouse community treated me with cruelty. They called me unpatriotic. They texted me to say that I must hate my country because rather than be a Spartan wife, the idealized, solid rock woman who waits patiently, children in tow, for her husband to return from deployment, I wanted to pursue a career in the law with my husband by my side. From their perspective, I was robbing the United States of a DoD asset. The fact that my husband had always planned to support me through coming to law school here was of no consequence. To them, I was a villain. They said that by going to law school, I was abandoning my husband, abandoning my marriage, and abandoning my country. But there were others who encouraged me. There were women who applauded my strength for wanting to come here and further myself and get an education and become a lawyer. My husband's teammates thought that this law school plan was dope. Some people, some of the wives, didn't care. They liked me for who I was. Mill spouse, future law student, tall, gangly thing, weirdo who invites people over to watch documentaries, whatever. Kristine was enough, and they just liked me for who I was. I am so sure that many of you, probably all of you, could tell a similar story. There have been people in your life who were obstacles, people who got in your way, people who said you couldn't do it, maybe said you shouldn't do it, said you shouldn't be here. But you've also, probably all of you, had people that accepted you, pushed you, helped you to get into law school, to get through law school, to pass all of your exams and be sitting in this seat right now. So here we all are, and we've all got stories. Our stories are beautiful, tragic, infuriating, and inspiring. For me, these last 3 years have been a roller coaster. During 1L year, my husband deployed. It was awful, but it also wasn't awful because I was doing it with you guys. As bad as that year was, I was surrounded by 169 brilliant minds, 169 respectful souls, 169 people who had dreams of making their mark on this world. And most importantly, 169 people who respect the fact that it takes all kinds of people to keep the world spinning, and none of our dreams have to look alike. And so, while we have so much to accomplish, or to celebrate because of what we've accomplished, we've arrived here on this day, and there's so much cause for celebration. We also have to leave here knowing that there will be people, like those few military spouses, who will spit on you, and they will spit on your dreams, just like they did to me. They will spit on you for prosecuting an accused lawbreaker, and they will spit on you for defending the guilty. They'll be furious that you believe in a product, or a company, or a specific parent, or the environment, or a new technology. Eventually, somebody will insult you, drag your name through the mud for your convictions and for your dreams of justice. And this JD, as powerful as it is, will not protect you from their scorn. And so, I've got 2 prayers for this class. 2 of my deepest hopes for each and every single one of us sitting before me right now. First, is that when we inevitably get spat on, because no matter what, we will have done something wrong. I hope that we have friends and mentors that we have made in these last 3 years at CU who we can call in our moment of self-doubt. Someone that we can call on to pick us up, wipe that spit off our face, comb back our hair, tell us that they believe in our dreams too. Someone who will turn us around, give us that metaphorical smack on the butt, and tell us to get back in the game. But it is also my hope, and probably more important than the first, that we have made the kinds of friends and mentors here who will pick us up when we get spit on or knocked down, who will wipe us off, straighten our jacket, and then look us in the eye and tell us hard truths. Tell us that we deserved it. Tell us that we messed up. The kind of friend who will tell us when we are wrong. But it is my hope too that this friend is the kind of person who will tell us to get it together, but stand beside us and help us to make it happen. We've learned so much about the law in the last 3 years, but we've probably learned more about ourselves. We definitely didn't learn nearly enough about either to go out and be great lawyers tomorrow. So I hope that as we leave here today, we celebrate and we revel in our accomplishments because we've come so far. But it's not just how far we've come. It's how equipped we are to go even further, especially when we stand by each other and push each other along. Congratulations, guys. We did it. Here's to the class of 2019. And now Rachel is going to tell you all what your hard-earned, your hard-given fundraising